Hi guys, welcome to Econ 2001, our first week one meeting. Now, for those of you who is joining live right now, if you go to our event page on Google Plus, let me show you what that looks like. Where you find this this video is. Let me do a screen sharing. All right, so once you go to event page, Adriana, so it's started. All right, so once you go on your event page, you can ask your questions over here. Okay. Here, check one more time. All right, now let's talk about our class. So many of you already watched the first week video. We are post on D2L, and also you have start on your discussion for the first week. There are some more details I want to go over with you guys just to clear some confusions. So in the first video for the class, I mentioned something called a mind tab. And many of you email me, ask me, what is mind tab? How do I access it? You already have mind tab. So if you go to your D2L page, so this is our class page, and then go to content. Let me show you where mind tab is. So all this, let me go to chapter 1. All right, so all this external stuff, your week 1 reading, your chapter 1 reading, your apply homework, all this is what I call mind tab, or what the systems call mind tab. So that's the external package you were using for class. So hopefully you guys have already used your mind tab and already accessed your homework. And then if you have any question, don't feel hesitated, send me an email, ask me, and I'm more than happy to answer questions. Now, let's talk about extra credit. So that's probably what everybody cares about most importantly. So for the extra credits, every time you watch this video live, it will show your name over here where it says watching. So I know who is here, at least who was here. And then after each session, you can go online, go to your D2L page, and then check on the grade for your each exam. I'll update the extra points on the exams right after the online meeting. So take a look at it. If you don't see it by the next day, let me know. I probably missed you by mistake. Okay. All right. So that's mind tab at our online meeting. So again, if you guys have any questions, don't feel hesitate to send me email, or just ask questions over here. So ask away. Now, for the first week meeting, let's go over chapter 1, because chapter 1 is your chapter 1 is due this week, and then your chapter 1 assignment and quiz will be due on Monday night. So let's talk about this first. All right, so chapter 1. So chapter 1 is the very basic introduction to economics, and it covers some very straightforward informations. So we're gonna go over this and very quickly. And again, if you're joining live right now, and if you have any questions, just ask me on the page, and I will, once I see it, I will answer it back as soon as possible. Okay. Now, let me set it up. All right, so the same with economics. I want more stuff. You guys want more stuff too, right? Who doesn't want more stuff? I want to have a bigger house, better, faster cars. So we want more stuff, but the society doesn't necessarily has all the resource to give everybody more stuff. So you can think economics as the study of how society use our limited resource to satisfy our unlimited desire. So for economics, there is a problem of something called a scarcity. So scarcity is the the limited nature of society's resource. And by the way, guys, all this PowerPoint is already uploaded on D2L. So if you check on the PowerPoint, you can open the PowerPoint at the same time as we go over the PowerPoint as in this online meeting. Okay. And then economics. Economics is the study of how society manages scarce resource. And another example you can think of, imagine if either Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton proposed that if you vote for them, And when they become the president of America, they will give everybody a free house. So, like 2-story tall, 4 bedrooms, big front yard, big backyard, and everything you needed. Now that would be pretty nice, but the problem is that does our country or does our economy have enough resource to give everybody a free house? Now we have what 350 million people in our country. So can our economy produce 350 million houses in 4 years? Um, we can't. We don't have enough resource. So that's what I mean. So therefore, your economics, the study of how society use our limited resource to satisfy our unlimited desire. Or you can also think this as how society manages scarce resource. That is the study of economics. Okay. All right. And then let's move on. So we're going to look at the 10 principle of economics. And then the very first principle of economics is it says that people face trade-off. This is true because for everything you do, it involve a trade-off. You must give up something for something else. So for this trade-off over here, I mean, even if you guys need to buy anything, I mean, let's say you want to buy a new iPhone, it costs you what $650. Well, that's how much you give up. So that's your trade-off. Okay. All right. Let's move on. And then for efficiency and equality. Now, for every society, we have this problem of efficiency and equality. You can only have one. You cannot have both. Let me give you an example why. Now, suppose right now for our economy, we have only 2 workers. Let me see who's online. So Victoria's online. Okay, so let's say we have only 2 workers. And let's say for our workers, we have Victoria and me. Let me open the spreadsheet. Yes. No. All right, so we have 2 workers. Victoria and me over here. And then for each worker, now let's say Victoria, she has a full-time job, and then she does overtime. She does everything her boss asks her to do. So by end of the year, her income is going to be $100,000. Now for me over here, for me, I don't work at all, so I don't have a job. So I'm currently unemployed, and let's say for the entire year, my income is $0. So if this economy try to achieve equality, we're gonna have a tax, and this tax we're gonna tax the rich and give the money to the poor. So let's say the tax is at 50%. So with the 50% tax rate, then Victoria will pay half of her income to tax. So which means her tax will be $50,000. Now, since I don't work, I don't pay any tax, so tax 0. And then because the money is taxed from rich and give it to the poor, so by end of the year, I will be getting $50,000 from the government. And then for Victoria, once she has her income 100,000, and then she pay her tax $50,000. So after tax, she will have also $50,000. So now everybody have same income, and this will be equal. So this is a full equality. But if you're Victoria, would you want to work again next year? Probably not, right? Because why even work? Because if you work, you make $50,000. If you don't work, you make $50,000. So either way, it's all the same. So therefore, you don't want to work anymore. So we lose efficiency. So that's the trade-off we have. Okay. You know what, guys? My wife is calling me. It's okay. She can call back later. There. Can everybody hear me okay? Yeah. I think my volume was off. Hopefully it was on. All right, so let's continue. So in this case, we're gonna lose efficiency. Therefore, you don't want to work anymore. So for economy, you can only have one. You either have efficiency or equality. All right, thank you, Victoria. Okay, so let's keep going. Now, next, the cost of something is what you give up to get it. And then we have this new term, is called opportunity cost. Now, opportunity cost is the opportunity you give up to do something else. Now, for example, like right now, you guys listen to me talk for the next hour. So Adriana, Crystal, Victoria, so listen to me talking right now. That means you cannot go onto YouTube looking at other videos. So those will be the opportunity you give up. And then again, if you go to class, what's the opportunity cost where you cannot go to your other classes or cannot study for anything else? So that's also opportunity cost. So everything you do, there is opportunity cost. And because of the opportunity cost, you have no free lunch. And there is no free lunch because you will be always paying with opportunity cost. Okay, so that's number two. And then number three, we're assuming that every people or every person, every consumers, we're all very rational people. Now, rational means you make your decision based on reasons. Now, the opposite of rational is emotional. So now again, this is a big assumption. So we're assuming that for every single consumer, for every single business, when we make our decision, this decision process has no emotion involved. It's all reasons. Um, and then for these rational people, when they make decisions, will be based on marginal changes. So it's something called marginal benefit versus marginal cost. And then for everything you do, if the marginal benefit is higher, you do it. If the marginal cost is higher, you don't do that anymore. Okay, so again, compare marginal benefit, marginal cost. Marginal benefit is higher, you buy it. Marginal benefit is lower, you don't buy that good anymore. Okay, all right, let's keep going. Now, incentive, that's the number 4 principle. The people always respond to incentive. This can be either a reward or punishment. And the incentive does work. I mean, really, it's working right now. You guys listen to me right now. So, hey, my let me know what's your first name, so I can get you the extra credit. Okay. So for those of you who is listening to me right now, because you're getting your 2 extra points on the test, that's the incentive. So incentive does work. Okay, so every business, every consumer, every decision we make, if there's an incentive involved, it works. And then we shop on we shop during Black Fridays. We shop on Cyber Mondays. Why? Because we believe price is lower. That's why we buy this good, and that's called incentive. Okay, so incentive always works. And don't forget, after the online meeting, go to your D2L page and check on the exam 1 grade. Now your grade will still shows blank, but check on the note section. I'll put a note in there. I'll let you know that you get your 2 extra points on the first test. If you don't see it by tomorrow, send me email, remind me. That's probably because I forgot about it. Okay, but I'll do that after the meeting. So that's the principle number 4. And then principle number 5. So trade can make everybody better off. Now, when we say everybody better off, we don't mean like every individual person better off, but we're saying like everybody, every country as a whole is better off. So if you look at the U.S. economy, trade is really making U.S. economy better. Now, but again, if you ask most politicians, if you ask Donald Trump, if you ask Hillary Clinton, many of them, they're against trade. They're for regulating trade, but trade is making this country better off. Because if you guys just look at what you wear right now, is there anything you wear that's made in America? Not really, right? Because pretty much they're either made in China, Cambodia, Vietnam, Bangladesh, India, so all many other countries. Now, why are those good in many other countries? It's because they're cheaper labors. But that wasn't the case before. 40 years ago, if you look at everything that's sold in the store, for all the good brand of jeans, shoes, shirts, dress, they're all made in America because US, we had the best textile industries. But what happened? Well, because overseas could produce cheaper at the same quality, so we do them overseas. So all those industries, they're getting worse off. But for all the consumers, we're now able to buy more shirts, buy more dress, buy more jeans at a lower price. So as a consumer base, we are better off. So the benefit, the total benefit, is more than the losses for individual smaller groups. Therefore, that's why we say that trade can make everybody better off. And then if you look on the smaller base, that between individuals, we also trade. You guys you trade all the time. Because really, if you think about it, has anybody here killed a chicken before? Anybody? Adriana? Mai, Crystal, Victoria? Have you killed a chicken before? Abdul? No? Why? Because they sell them in the store, right? So we don't have to kill our own chicken anymore. So you can buy them in the store, and then that's a trade. So even the everyday transaction, um, yeah, Victoria, if you never tried before, go to a farm. You can try it. I wouldn't advise it. It's not very pleasant. So we don't have to now because they sell them in the store. Okay, so that's a trade. All right, number 6, market. So market is when you have a hi Sheila. Market is when you have a group of buyer and seller come together. That's called market. Um, and then for every market, depends on where you are. Um, yeah, sure, it's awesome. For every market, depends on where you are, depends on what kind of market structure it is. They will try to answer 4 questions. So the 4 questions are what good to produce, how to produce them, how much to produce, and who gets the good. The biggest market, you can think this like your company like Walmart. So Walmart is the biggest market by volume. Now, if you guys want to see how much Walmart revenue is, well, let's do that. So let me show you how much is Walmart's revenue. Now, I'm going to go a little old school here. I'm going to go to a website that nobody goes there anymore. And this website is called Yahoo. All right, so once you go to Yahoo, let's go to finance. Now, finance, let's type in Walmart. So WMT, that's Walmart. And it's loading. Did it load? One more time. Allow. I don't remember. All right, so this is Yahoo's Walmart finance page. Let's look at statistics. Let's see how much is Walmart's revenue for last year. So how much money did they sell? So for Walmart, their revenue last year was at $483 billion. So this is the biggest market out there. Okay. All right. So that's a market. Now for these 4 questions, what to produce, how to produce them, how many to produce, for whom do we give it to? Let's think like this. So, do you guys want a free car? Yeah, free, brand new car. It runs very good, somewhat reliable, but it's free for you. Okay, but there's a catch. The catch is that the car is your primary vehicle, so you cannot sell the car, you cannot trade it in, you have to keep it, and then everywhere you go, gotta drive the car, and you cannot make modifications to the car. All right, so that's the catch. Now, this is what the car is. So the free car for you would be a Volkswagen, so VW, very nice cars. A Beetle, very cute. Okay, so a Beetle, and it's going to be a pink Beetle. Also, you guys seen those cars with the eyelashes on the hood, right? So this pink Beetle has those eyelashes on the hood. Okay, and this pink Beetle has the tail in the back, and then on the side panel has those flowers painted on top of it. All right, so do you guys still want the car anymore? Maybe the girls want the car, right? I'm pretty sure guys, I don't think we're okay with that car. But if you go to the VW dealership today, do you think you can find a pink Beetle on the lot? They don't have it. And the reason why they don't have it, because we don't want it. And then for our economy, this is the reason, because for our economy, we're called the market economy. So for the market economy, all the decisions, they're made between the household and the market. Between household and market. So for this structure over here, that if we don't want the car, if we don't want the pink beetle, just like Crystal, they wouldn't make that pink beetle for us. So it's a decentralized decision making process. Now on the other side, if you look at the economy like Soviet Russia, North Korea, Cuba, and Myanmar, those countries, they're under the communist control, and everything is made by the government. So their economy is called a centrally planned economy. So it's the government plan everything out. So government decide all four questions. So government decide, what car to produce. Government decide how do we make the cars. Government decide how many to produce, and once it's produced, government decide who gets the car. So all the four questions are answered by the government, and then in those market, it's very very inefficient because government is not perfect. It didn't know all the answers, but that's called centrally planned economy. And then if you look at the old documentary from Soviet Russia, you can notice the majority of the cars in Russia back in the old days, they're either black or white. And the reason why, because the government controlled that. Government decide what color the car is. Okay, so for our economy, it's called centrally planned economy. And then this idea was coming from a very early economist. His name is Adam Smith, and in his book 1776, The Wealth Nations. Oh, by the way, something else happened in 1776. You guys should know what that is. Okay, so in 1776, in his book Wealth Nations, he coined this term. It's called invisible hand. So invisible hand is not some pervert who try to touch you. Invisible hand is the idea that the market is driven by invisible forces. That every time the market is going in the wrong direction, invisible hand will push the market back in the right direction. So let's suppose that you guys know the iPhone 7 is coming out, right? It will be out September, so next month. And then imagine when iPhone 7 come out, the price for iPhone 7 will be listed at $1,000. So what is supposed to happen? I mean, it is very expensive. Nobody buy it, and then Apple will be stuck with all the inventories of iPhone 7s. And then what do you suppose Apple will do? They probably want to lower the price, right? So this process of lower the price from 1,000 to something lower, that's called an invisible hand, because your price too high, and then the market will push the price lower. Now, same thing vice versa. If you, let's say the Apple priced the iPhone at $25, so what do you suppose will happen? Now it's very cheap, so everybody want to buy it, and then all of a sudden the iPhone 7 is sold out, and then you're gonna have consumers who are willing to pay more than $25 for the iPhone, but they couldn't buy them anywhere. So go to Best Buy, it's all sold out. Go to Amazon's all sold out. Go to Apple stores, all sold out. And any idea where they can buy the iPhone 7? eBay, right? You can buy them on eBay, but trust me, if you buy them on eBay, it wouldn't be $25 anymore. It would be something more than $25. So again, when the price is too low, the market forces will push the price higher to equilibrium. Okay, so that's called the invisible hand. Oh, by the way, for all your Android users, iPhone 7 is coming out. So if you want to switch, think about it. It's coming in next month. I have nothing against Android or Galaxy. It's just that I think they're iPhone wannabes. All right, so number 7, government can now this is not always true, but sometimes government can improve market outcome. And then the most important function for the government is to enforce property right. Let me give an example. So in 2005, when U.S. military was liberating Iraq, and then when they got into Baghdad, CNN also went to Baghdad, and then they went to a little neighborhood. Now in the neighborhood, everybody all fled, but there was only one guy left over. So the guy was in his little store, and then the journalist interviewed the store owner and says, "Hey, sir, why are you still here? It's very dangerous. Shouldn't you be going somewhere that's safer?" And then the store owner says, "Oh, you know what? I'm afraid that if I go away, when I come back, the store wouldn't be here anymore. Well, because if you think about it, with no government, who can enforce whose store this is, right? So the most important function for the government is to enforce property right. And then also, we're going to learn this in later chapters. Another important function for the government is to correct something called a market failure. Um, Now let's imagine this. Imagine that we're all in the same room together. So Crystal, Sheila, Adriana, Victoria, Abdu, Angela, and then Dolapo and me. We're all in the same room, and then I like to eat cheese. Now I pay for my own cheese, so that's not your problem. So I eat my own cheese. But the thing is, once I eat my own cheese, I decide to um, let's say fart. Now, would that cause anything to you? Of course, right? Because that will lower your quality of air consumption. And then that is called market failure. So it's anytime the market fail to allocate the society resource efficiently. Now, in those cases, government can come in and then correct the problem. Okay. And then we have something called market power. So market power is anytime you have a single buyer or seller who has substantial influence on the market price. That's a market power. I think this is a chapter. Well, this is the Econ 2302. This is a single in the book. We'll be talking about monopoly, and then monopoly has a lot of market powers because they're the only company in town. All right. Now, let's keep going. Now, guys, if you have any questions, just ask away, okay? Because I have two screen opens, so if you ask question on the event page, I see it right away. Now, number eight, it says country standard living depends on its ability to produce good and service. This is how it works. For any, even for individuals, we don't care about how much money you have. We care about how much stuff you have. But if you ask anybody, do they need money? People always say we need money. But imagine that. So imagine Crystal, if I gave you $1 million, so it's yours. It will be, so it will be putting a bank account for you with your name on it. You can look at it, you can touch it, but you cannot use it. Then what's money good for, right? So the thing is, we don't need the money. We need what the money can buy. And then same thing for a country. So for country standard living, so for how rich, how poor a country is, it doesn't matter how much money they have. It matters how much good they have. And if you look at the world economy, in 2008, the country with the most billionaire, so probably one of the richest country in the world. Yeah, obviously too, Crystal. So the country with the most billionaire is a country called Zimbabwe. Now, that's pretty amazing, right? Because Zimbabwe is a country in Africa, in Central Africa. And if you ever go to Zimbabwe is actually a very poor country. But in 2008, Zimbabwe had the world's most billionaires. And the reason why is that Zimbabwe was having record inflation. So price was going up. Now, for our economy, for US economy, for our currency, the smallest currency we have, the denomination for currency is $1, so $1 bill. But if you look at Zimbabwe back in 2008, their smallest denomination was $1 billion. That means if you have money in Zimbabwe in 2008, you have any money in Zimbabwe in 2008, you are at least a billionaire. But do you feel rich? You don't. The reason why is that if you go to a store, let's say you want to buy a loaf of bread in Zimbabwe in 2008, it will cost you about $3 billion. So sure, you have money, but you don't feel rich at all. So the thing is, we don't care about money. We care about how much stuff you have. All right, make sense? Now, number 9 principle is that price will rise when government print too much money. And that's exactly what happened in Zimbabwe. So in 2008, government was heavily in debt. They tried to pay off all the debt. So what they did, they decided to print more money, or just simply by adding zeros to the money they have. So that's why they were having inflation. So again, inflation is when price goes up. Now that's bad, oh, this is you might want to know this too. So inflation is when price goes up, deflation is when price goes down. Okay, so inflation is bad, but deflation is also worse. It's a very bad deflation. Now our last principle, the number 10 principle, in the short run, society face a trade-off between inflation and unemployment. So unemployment is anybody who doesn't have a job, and inflation is when price goes up. And then for society, there's a trade-off in the short run. So you have either inflation or you have high unemployment. Now let me tell you why that is. Inflation, when price goes up, we're sending a message to companies. That we're telling companies, says, hey company, look, the reason why price is going up is because we like your stuff. And then because we like your stuff, make more for us. So when a company facing with the higher prices on their own product, they tend to produce more stuff and then therefore hire more laborers. So unemployment goes down. So inflation goes up, unemployment goes down. Now, vice versa, if our price goes down, let's say we have a deflation situation. So with a deflation situation, we're telling the company saying, hey company, the reason why the price is going down for your product is because we don't like your product anymore. And then you should lower your productions. So company lower productions, they cut down on unemployment. So people go home with no paychecks, and then unemployment goes up. So within the short run, inflation goes up, unemployment goes down. And then if your inflation goes down, unemployment will go up. Okay. All right. So that's all for chapter 1. Does anybody have any questions for chapter 1? Let me end screen sharing. All right, so does anybody have any questions? Okay. All right, if no questions, let's take a pause here, and then we're going to continue this next week. So next week will be same time, same place. So watch for the link. I will put the link on D2L, so you can click on it, join the discussion, or join the online meeting next week. And then don't forget, your chapter 1 assignment and quiz are due on Monday night. I'm sorry, Sunday night. They're due on Sunday night. Okay, so assignment and quiz due on Sunday night. Your discussion is due on Monday night. All right, guys, so work on those, and then have any question, let me know. And then another thing I want to show you guys, just in case you missed it, let's go back to our screen sharing. All right, so if you go to our D2L page, so for chapter 1, we have the reading assignment, we have the app homework. Again, this is due on Sunday night. Chapter 1, is it Sunday night? I'm sorry, it's Monday night. I'm getting all my days messed up. Go whatever the date is, go by on the D2L. So the D2L has the most accurate date. Okay, so those are due. And then don't forget your discussions. So discussions over here. So work on the discussion for the first one, week 1 discussions, and they're due on each Monday evening. Now let me go back to our chapter 1 stuff. There's one more thing I want to show you guys. So for every chapter, if you look at the end of the list, there's something called a chapter 1 mind tab, help. So if you click on it, this will bring to my YouTube page. So for some of the more challenging questions, I made YouTube videos explaining to you guys how to work on each problems. So if you have a problem with each question, or let's say for chapter 1, so number 2, number 3, number 7, you can watch my video first and then do the homework in your mind tab app here. Okay. All right, guys. So if no more questions, again, let's take a pause here, and then I will see you guys same time next week. Okay. But in between, if you have any questions, send me email. I answer them pretty fast. All right, guys. Good luck. See you later. Bye.